Good morning. This is Raptor News Ministries. All peace, praise, and glory to the Supreme Spirit of Truth, the point of singularity, the source of all creation, the light, pure light. And I want to talk about the mark of the beast and let everybody know right off the bat, okay, all of us, every person born into this plane of existence has taken the mark of the beast. Okay, the mark of the beast, the first mark that we're given is our birth certificate. Okay? What you got to understand is that mark of the beast is mankind. So I say that because in simple gematria, when you add the sum of the word mankind, it comes to 66. Okay, and mankind is what's created on the sixth day of creation. In Genesis 1:27, starts at Genesis 1:25, 26, and 27. So it starts off right. God made the beasts of the earth, each according to their kind. I've taught you that this is the military. I'm not going to go into a bunch of pictures. I want to stay on track about a particular subject, and that is the mark of the beast and what we've all done. So when we come to the etymology of the word appreciate, I want you to pay close attention to this right here. Or even an asset rising in value. Okay? So I want to show you what I'm going through here, man, to find these answers. And I just now asked, is our Social Security number placed on the stock market for money value? And the answer came back no. Okay? That of course, it's a conspiracy theory. Everything's a conspiracy theory. Like bullshit. Being born into this world, you're like $75,000, $80,000 in debt. Okay, so I asked the question if there's a secret to it, and then I asked images of the back of a Social Security number. And there we got the secret British bank control number. Now, why would the British have anything to do with the American U.S. Social Security system? That's a big question to ask yourself. And the answer to that is, when did we land on Plymouth Rock? (1620), with tradition pointing to December 26th of the specific day they stepped onto the rock, a granite boulder that became known as Plymouth Rock. Look at the word here, Plymouth, okay? Plymouth, because ply means layers of, and coming from our mouth means layers of shit when they landed on Plymouth Rock. Who landed on Plymouth Rock? Okay, we're going deep. Pay attention. 1 second here. So I asked, does piler come from the old French word pile? P-I-L. Yes. The English word piler means plunder or thief. So P-I-L comes from Old English, which is piler, meaning plunder or thief, comes from Old French word piler, which means to plunder. So P-I-L means to plunder. Okay? Then we have the word grim in Pilgrim, all right? And grim is forbidding or uninviting. So Pilgrim, as I just showed you here, comes from pil, the English verb pil, now largely obsolete in this context, also as the meaning to plunder, and derived from the same French root. Okay? So pilgrim means to plunder uninvitingly. Grim, pilgrim, forbidden or uninvitingly. So to plunder uninvited. And then when we go to an age, We have an era, an epoch. It's a period of time. An age is a period of time. So when they give us the definition of pilgrimage, we're taught it's a crusade, to go on a pilgrimage, to go somewhere, to go on a walkabout, to find yourself. And this is why I keep trying to tell people that this language that we speak, English, is a split tongue language. This is what the people were telling us of this nation when the Pilgrims landed on Plymouth Rock. The pilgrimage started. A Pilgrim Age started. A plundering, uninvited age started. So when the Pilgrims landed on Plymouth Rock, what state was Massachusetts designated in? The 6th state of the United States, Plymouth Rock, okay, in February 6th, 1788, 1 plus 7 plus 8 plus 8 is 24, and 2 plus 4 is 6. That is 666, okay, ratified to the Constitution. So when we landed on Plymouth Rock, now are these coincidences, folks? Can you look at what I've just shared with you and showed you in black and white, read it straight out for you, and you can see it all right there plainly, that Massachusetts is the 6th state designated to the United States on 1788. And then, like I said, 1 plus 7 plus 8 plus 8 is 24, and 2 plus 4 is 6. Okay, now, real quick, also, remember when Donald Trump is screaming MAGA, make America great again? MAGA is a 5th level degree, which is magus. MAGA comes from Latin, which is magus. Magus is a magician. So in Latin, magus, plural, is magi, okay? Which means wise men. Donald Trump is a wise man. It's a learned man. I am, see, they've been doing this now, all of a sudden, it won't even let me get rid of the damn thing. Really? You saw what they blocked out earlier. I did a short, so now they've opened they're letting me back on Facebook again. Oh, they want to distract me from what I'm doing here, is what they want to do. So, it's a magician, folks. Look, if you can't figure this stuff out, okay, so when Donald Trump's screaming to the world, make America great again, he is mocking the population right in front of you, because MAGA, it means magus. And a magus is a magician, a wise man. And this is why you have the word definition of magistrate. This is why you have magi in magistrate, because they are civil officers who have captured us into a sneaky, perverted language. Okay? All language on the face of this earth, all of it, every single language that's written in their language, somehow or another, through their gematria calculator, is all going to add up to 666. And that is completely mind-blowing, folks, when you think about it on a grand scale like that. That each language has its own numerologies set up, a binary code set up to where it will also equal 666 if people studied it the way that I do. So Donald Trump is a magus. He's a magistrate. He is a one who administers the law. They keep it in law. I'm trying to teach you all that when you vote for these people, okay, look. So a Russian Lord Acton, in a letter that he had wrote, said power tends to corrupt. And absolute power corrupts absolutely. So, folks, when you're voting for these people, what you've got to understand is that the demon that controls them now controls you. It is a hive mind, all right? And there's two different minds that are rolling here, okay? Everybody wants us to believe that God is one God, Yahweh, the one that wrote the Bible, that I am the Lord your God and there is no other God but me. We are the gods. This is why Yahweh is telling you not to follow us, the Gentile, not to follow us, because we're lower gods. Okay, look. Let me show you guys something. Strong's Concordance 430. Okay. Elohim means God and also gods. Okay? And this is a plural of the divine, plural form often used for singular God, all right, meaning to endure, bear, or tolerate. Okay, when we come to the scriptures, though, Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, Bible Hub. When we come to these scriptures and we look at what's being said, this God, Elohim, is used. Okay, this is key to understanding your knowledge. There's something greater than this capitalized God right here, and this God capitalized here more than likely is mankind. So the question to be, could this creation here be cloning? Plural of Eloah, gods in the ordinary sense, but specifically used of the supreme God. It's right there. I didn't write this. I'm just sharing it with you. I'm pointing out the facts. Okay? So you have this God here, which is Elohim, and then you have Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, Bible Hub. And then you have the Lord here. Now, this is the Lord Yahweh. And Yahweh is self-existing or eternal. Those in the providence of Jerusalem today, the Jewish nation of God, they call him Jehovah. Okay, so you have Yahweh, you have Yah, you have Yahweh, you have Jehovah, you have Jesus, you have Josephet, you have all these different names, Iesos, Iesun. These are all names from different places of God, all right? And when you start looking at the correspondences, when you start looking at the form of the words and where they come from, then you start to understand that nostrils is not real. Your nostrils is not real. There's words inside of words. I keep pointing out to you for years now that this God that creates a man in his image, it creates a phantom. Okay, now the Gnostic religion says that Yahweh is really the lower God. It's a demiurge. It's the God it's the spirit of darkness that was over the face of the deep. And then God said, because the plural, remember, they're telling us that 200 angels fell. And these angels are all the ones that are taking the position of the light, the supreme God, and they've enslaved us in this world. The saints are not saints, okay? Look, definition of saint is because they ain't saints, because it's a split tongue language. NASA emblem, it's a forked tongue language. This is the serpent's tongue, folks. It's right in front of you, but those with blinders on, they will defend this to death. This is their religion. The stars is a religion. NASA is a religion. It's a false religion. If you believe that we're whirling through space at these unfathomable speeds, all right, then it kind of takes the concept of a firmament being over us. It's just none of it makes sense. So I'm going to keep this short because that's a lot of knowledge that I just shared with you. I would like people that are on this channel to look at the language themselves. And if you happen to come across something, please share your word knowledge. Because, folks, this is a trickster language. This is White Raptor News Ministries.